Alright, I'm back. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico from Street Scores, bring y'all another Redskins video. Is Jalen Ramsey coming to the Redskins in 2021 a real thing? In this video, I want to break that down. I also want to break down the Redskins' potential 2021 salary cap and explain why we're estimated to have over $100 million, which will be top 3 in the league. I'm going to break down who's taking up cap space this year that won't be here in 2021 and all of that. And then I also, and this is the best part of the video, want to break down all of the really talented 2021 free agents around the NFL that the Redskins may be able to get their hands on for 2021 and beyond. There's a lot of big talent out there on different teams, and with the Redskins having $100 million in cap space, we'll be able to offer people more money than their current teams can. And we may still like 2 to 5 people. You know what I'm saying? We might turn the Redskins into the dream team 2021 and beyond. We'll see though. I'm breaking it all down in this video, so let's get it. Alright, so first of all, we got to break down the cap space before we get to Jalen Ramsey and the other potential 2021 free agents. Alright, so as of today, the Redskins currently have $35 million in cap space for the 2020 season. And I just wanted to mention that, but the most important part is that currently, as of today, the Redskins already have $75 million worth of cap space for 2021, and it could potentially become $100 million in cap space for 2021. Actually, a little bit more than $100 million. It just sounds nice to just go ahead and say $100 million. But Dan Schneider, Ron Rivera, and Kyle Smith will have some fun this next offseason. But right now, according to Spot Track, with Alex Smith's contract included, and I highly doubt, like I'm 99% sure he won't be here 2021 and beyond on the roster, especially taking up cap space. Maybe as like a coaching position, like QB's coach or QB advisor or something. But as far as like our actual salary cap goes for actual players that will play, he won't be here in 2021. They couldn't release him the past few years because it just didn't strategically make any sense mathematically. But as of 2021, it would save more money to release him than to keep him. In these previous few years, it would cost more money to release him than just to keep him when everything balances out and all of that type of stuff. But 2021 is the first year in Alex Smith's contract where it makes way more sense for the Redskins to just release him. Even if he were healthy and a productive quarterback, the amount of money they could save by releasing him is just too impactful. So even with Alex Smith's contract included into the 2021 projected salary cap, the Redskins still have $88,458,311 worth of salary cap available. That's with Alex Smith's $24 million cap hit. So when you take away Alex Smith, who won't be here, against the salary cap, that means the Redskins will have $112 million worth of cap space. Now, of course, you may have to subtract whatever money we may end up giving Brandon Sheriff per year long term, maybe like 20 mil, but I doubt it's even going to be the 24 million that Alex Smith is taking up projected wise for the 2021 cap space. So even if you include Brandon Sheriff, we'll still have around $100 million worth of cap space. And of course, there's the handful of people that will have to also extend / re-sign, but that won't be too impactful on that $100 million worth of cap space. So let's go ahead and get to the free agents that may come on over, starting with Jalen Ramsey, of course, because that's what started all of this. And it all started with some Twitter stuff. You know, Twitter's always chaotic. Twitter fingers get the punching. And Albert Breer tweeted, "It's amazing how quickly people bailed on Dwayne Haskins." Then you have Gil Brandt with his terrible take saying Breer, who he's replying to, is still holding out hope for Art Schlitter.
Boo this man!
Who is that quarterback that was on the Colts that never worked out. He ended up getting into like a gambling problem, all kinds of illegal stuff, and now he's currently serving 10 years in federal prison for stealing millions of dollars. So basically, Gil Brandt is accusing Albert Breer of having faulty and less than trustworthy opinions on football matters, and he's basically adding Dwayne Haskins to that list.
Boo! You stink!
So, of course, with Gil Brandt hating, there was all kinds of outrage amongst Redskins Nation especially, and the Ohio State fan base, and those two combined are pretty much unstoppable. But then you add Los Angeles Rams all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey, who gets into it because somebody named David M tweeted at Gil Brandt, who was hating on Dwayne Haskins, and said, "Your takes are getting worse and worse. Probably about time to hang it up." And then Jalen Ramsey replied to that and put hashtag facts. And then under that, Jalen Ramsey tweeted, I can't wait to see you have much success in this league at December, who is Dwayne Haskins. Keep grinding and don't listen to the haters. Make them respect you. 100. I'm rooting for you. And if that wasn't enough to get Redskins Nation excited, Jalen Ramsey went on to like a picture where somebody edited him into a Redskins jersey. DC Sports XP on Instagram, he posted an edit of Jalen Ramsey in a Redskins jersey, and Jalen Ramsey saw the post and liked it. And you know, you always have to take things with a grain of salt. Maybe he's just playing around. He wants to stir up some controversy, but it seems like the interest to come to the Redskins is definitely there. And who wouldn't want to play for Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio, especially with what they're building with this front seven, especially the front four with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Matt Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. What cornerback, no matter how talented you are, no matter how bad you are, wouldn't want to play behind that front seven? That will make his job even easier. It would only help Jalen Ramsey's Hall of Fame campaign that he's trying to put together. Like I said, I mean, you can only take things with a grain of salt, but it's just amazing how things are different with this new Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio, Kyle Smith, Scott Turner era, and this new and improved Dan Schneider with Bruce Allen gone. I mean, the culture has completely changed. The fact that Redskins fans can even see a scenario where Jalen Ramsey could come on over to the Redskins is just crazy. You know, Bruce Allen only wanted players past their prime and to pay them more money than they deserve. Now we can get featured talent at a young age, possibly even for bargain deals. But even if it's not for a bargain deal, just to be able to get somebody with Hall of Fame potential talent at a young age on our team is just an entirely new thing. I mean, in the past with Bruce Allen, and especially with the injury bug we had and the terrible training staff we had, it was confirmed that players do talk around the NFL, and players didn't want to come play for the Redskins, mostly because of the injuries and how the training staff treated the players and how long it took players to come back from injuries that shouldn't have taken that long, or how injuries got worse. Players talk to each other from different teams, and it was basically like players didn't want to come to the Redskins, and if they did, they were going to charge us an arm and a leg just out of some type of insurance if they get hurt and the training staff fails them, like they've been failing past Redskins players. So now with this new culture, this new regime and everything, it's amazing that the Redskins even have a shot at getting players like this. The fact that these things can even be spoken into fruition, it's not even a dream anymore, it's real possibilities. I mean, picking him up would change this franchise forever. He's a top 3 corner in this league easily, and he's still only going to be 26 years old once 2021 free agency hits. But before we doubt it too much, remember, like I spoke about earlier, the Redskins, not only with their new culture, with Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio on the defense, the new and improved Dan Schneider, who's actually been doing a lot of very smart things and staying out of things that he shouldn't be in. I mean, it's like he's basically had the perfect mixture so far and looks like a totally new owner. The owner we've been waiting for forever. But even besides that, like the cultural and mentality things behind it, monetary wise, the Redskins are going to have top 3 cap space in the NFL. And then when Jalen Ramsey hits 2021 free agency, with the Rams struggling cap space, the Redskins can basically be like, Jalen Ramsey, come be a part of our team. You're going to love the football side of it. You're going to love the culture side of it. But if you only speak money, we could offer you more than at least 30 other teams in this league can even possibly offer, and make you the richest corner in the league and reset the market. And it sucks to pay out that much money, I know, Redskins fans, but if there's anybody worth it, especially cornerback wise, it is Jalen Ramsey. So the Redskins can basically approach Jalen Ramsey and say, we can give you more money than any other team in this league, at least 30 other ones, especially the Rams. So come join us and be a big part of our new and improved defense that should at least be top 5 in the league, especially after we acquire him. And just in case if y'all forgot, if you haven't watched this film, just remember he's a 6'1", 208-pound cornerback that runs a 4.41 40-yard dash and has a 41-inch vertical. And broad jumped over 11 feet. I mean, he's a freak athlete, like premier in this league. Definitely elite athlete, but he also knows how to play the cornerback position very well. So mentally and physically, those combined, he's literally arguably the best corner in this league, at the very worst top 3. And to be able to pick him up in the 2021 free agency after the 2021 draft, along with the defensive pieces we already have in place, along with Ron Rivera's head coach and Jack Del Rio's defensive coordinator, it's just not going to be fair for the rest of the NFC East. And not only do I love his skill set, his talent, but I also love his alpha mentality. I mean, he's willing to go toe-to-toe with anybody. He believes that he can lock up any receiver in this league, and he's also gone out and proven it on film. And having another alpha dog that cares more about winning than anything else will just take this defense to another level. And because Jalen Ramsey sparked this video, I'm going to talk about him the most out of all of the other free agents I'm going to speak about. But now it's time to also get to these other free agents and break down the ones that I want and who the Redskins should go look at and why. Staying on the defensive side of things, another Ohio State guy to join Dwayne Haskins, Terry McLaurin, Chase Young, and all the guys. I have free safety Malik Hooker, who's currently on the Colts. If he's not franchise tagged, he will be a great pickup for the Redskins. He's had some injury concerns early in his career, but the talent is there. I mean, he was the best free safety prospect I've seen come out of the draft in the past few years. I mean, his range is elite, like generational. And his ball skills are crazy. He's freakishly athletic. And to pair him alongside Landon Collins would give us the best safety tandem in the league, easily, as long as he can stay healthy. And like I said, he had some bumpy roads after being drafted as a first-round pick. But in 2019, he was able to play 13 games. He had 51 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections, which is a lot for a free safety, especially within 13 games, and especially somebody as young as him. The sky's the limit for him. Like I said, as long as he's healthy and reaches his potential, he could easily be a top 5 safety in this league. Easily top 3 free safety in this league. The Colts would be crazy to let him go, but if he ends up having another down year, they just might not find it worthy to invest in him any further. And if he has a career year, then he's gonna definitely test the market. And he'll be 25 years old when 2021 free agency comes around. So that'll just be another young guy. I mean, the Redskins are big on a youth movement, and with Jalen Ramsey, he's going to be 26 years old come 2021 free agency. Malik Hooker will be 25, and currently on the Redskins, 66 of the 86 players currently under contract for the Redskins are 26 years old or younger. And that would include Jalen Ramsey and Malik Hooker if we were to get both of them. So this team would not only be extremely talented and have a top 5 defense easily, arguably the best defense in the league, but everybody would also be very young, which would get us closer to being one of those franchises that I've been preaching about, like the Seahawks or the Packers, the Steelers, where as long as there's not major injuries across the board, you're expecting them to at least be playoff contenders year in, year out, for years on. One of those consistently successful franchises that are always like a player or two from being Super Bowl contenders. I mean, a lot of things are going to rest on whether or not Dwayne Haskins will be as great as we hope, or I feel like he will be, but building talent around them is very important, which takes me to the offensive side. Also included in this list of players is current Colt T.Y. Hilton, maybe if we want to take a look at him. Chicago Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson is very talented. We may want to go pick him up. Keenan Allen, Darius Slay, who was on the Lions, currently on the Eagles, said that Keenan Allen was the hardest receiver for him to cover all last season in 2019. Terry McLaurin was second. And Keenan Allen is currently only 29 years old, not that old, and he'll be a free agent in 2021. Easily a top 10 receiver in this league. Sammy Watkins, if the Redskins wanted to possibly even go down that road, still boatloads of talent there. Hasn't been the receiver everybody expected him to be coming out of college, but there's still a lot of potential in him. There's also Kenny Stills, who some people like. There's John Ross, who ran the 4.22 40 time at the Combine a few years ago, and the only reason he hasn't worked out for Cincinnati is that he can't stay healthy. But just imagine if we were to pick him up for very cheap, because I highly doubt teams are going to be willing to pay him a lot of money since he hasn't worked out at all in Cincinnati. Imagine getting somebody that can run a 4.22 speed for an extremely team-friendly deal in 2021 to add to our already growing in talent offense. And he's only 26 years old. And if we can get the potential out of him, it's over with for the NFC East. Offense will be too potent. Tight end wise, Hunter Henry, who a lot of us wanted this past free agency. I know I did. The only problem with him is that he's injury prone. But when he's not injury prone, talent wise, he's easily a top 5 tight end in this league. And the Chargers franchise tagged him, so he could potentially become a free agent in 2021 if they choose not to franchise tag him again. And again, common theme throughout this video is that the Redskins will be able to offer him more money than the Chargers will. So if the Redskins really want him, we can really have him. And you know the Redskins have had problems with their tight ends the past few years. It's actually been a while. And I do believe in Thaddeus Moss to work out. And Logan Thomas has all types of potential. Hell, Hinges, I liked what I saw from him last season. But if you can go and get somebody like Hunter Henry to add to the room, and if he can somehow stay healthy, he could be a top 5 tight end in this league for us. And that's a huge get in the 2021 free agency. To go ahead and add on with Malik Hooker and Jalen Ramsey. I mean, come on now. I mean, we will actually literally have money to afford Jalen Ramsey, Malik Hooker, and Hunter Henry if we want to. Oh, and before I leave the receivers, and I move on to the offensive linemen we may even be able to acquire, you can't forget Kenny Golladay from the Detroit Lions. I mean, 6'4", 4.5 speed. I mean, and he worked with very minimum last year and somehow made the Pro Bowl. I mean, he had Jeff Driscoll and David Blah as his quarterbacks for half the season. And a lot of people, even me as a Georgia Bulldog, aren't very high on Matthew Stafford. So that group of 3 quarterbacks that was thrown to him with lack of chemistry and lack of production and a lack of talent for at least 2 of them, he still found a way to get 1,190 yards, 11 touchdowns on 65 catches and make a Pro Bowl. That's extremely impressive. So Kenny Golladay is also another good target out there. I mean, Chris Godwin just turned 24. And Pro Football Focus graded him the best receiver in the entire NFL last season, giving him a 90.7 grade. And he went stupid last season, I'm not gonna lie. He can play in both the slot, he can play out wide. I mean, he was balling. I don't agree that he was the best receiver last year, but I know what Pro Football Focus means when they grade these players. They're just basically saying that he played very well, and he might not have been the best receiver last year, technically, or talent-wise, but as far as game-by-game performance, they're saying he went out there and did his thing. I definitely agree that he's one of the top receivers in the league, especially projection-wise, because like I said, he just turned 24 years old. So that's another guy we should go and give him that big money pitch. Now moving on to offensive linemen, probably the biggest name out there to me is David Bakhtiari, the current Packers tackle, 28 years old, one of the best tackles in the league. We could bring him in, he could start it out at left tackle or right tackle, depending on which one we need the most. I mean, he went from being a 4th round draft pick in 2013 to making 2 Pro Bowls in 2016 and last season, 2019, and being first team All-Pro, first team All-Pro, not second team, first team All-Pro in 2018, and second team All-Pro in 2016, 2017, and 2019. He's one of the main guys I want the Redskins to just walk up to and be like, hey man, your current team is kind of on a decline, and we can pay you more money than they can pay you. So just go ahead and come over with us. We have a young quarterback with a lot of potential, a very exciting, new, very intelligent and creative offensive coordinator, a lot of talent around the board on the offensive side of the ball, and then you'll have a top 5 defense to hold it down, so you're not just out there scoring points and the defense just coming out here letting you down. I mean, the pitch to a lot of these top free agents can be crazy. I mean, young up-and-coming team on both sides of the ball, great coaching, great culture, and at the end of the day, we can pay you more than all of these other teams can. I mean, money talks, man. And David Bakhtiari is one of those guys that I would love to get on the Redskins. George Kittle will also be a free agent in 2021, but I just highly doubt that the 49ers will let him go. But technically, George Kittle will be a free agent in 2021. Also, the Vikings have a pair of safeties that we really could look at. I mean, Marcus Williams and Anthony Harris. Me personally, Anthony Harris is more of the free safety type, and that's who I would prefer the most, and that's who I really wanted this past free agency in 2020, but the Vikings franchise tagged him because they knew what they had on their hands, and they just weren't able to pay him all the money that he wanted to extend him or to re-sign him long term. I mean, because their cap space is a struggle. I mean, one of the main reasons we couldn't send Trent Williams over there in the trade was because of their cap space. So Anthony Harris is a huge candidate for us as the Redskins to go talk to him and be like, hey man, we can pay you more money than the Vikings can. You can come be a part of a great young rising defense being led by Chase Young in that front 4. And it's going to make you look even better. Ronnie Staley, the tackle from the Ravens, is also a great option. He's 27 years old. He'll probably be asking for the whole bag, and I'm pretty sure the Ravens are going to do whatever they can to keep him. But like I said, at the end of the day, the Redskins can offer you more money, so what's happening? Patrick Peterson is 31 years old as of today, but he'll also be a free agent out there, and he's still really good at doing this cornerback thing, so that's an option. Denver Broncos free safety Justin Simmons. He's ridiculously talented, and I was so sad this free agency period when the Denver Broncos decided to franchise tag him. I was really hoping the Redskins would have a chance to go get him, but in 2021, hey Justin Simmons, we can offer you more money than the Broncos can. Come talk business, man. And even if we want to go down that road, running back wise, Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley. Alvin Kamara had an off season last year. Todd Gurley's been struggling with injury. We'll see how they play in 2020, but those two are also options at running back. If for some reason Darius Geis, Bryce Love, Antonio Gibson, if that running back group doesn't work out, and with Adrian Peterson also added in there, if that doesn't work out, then you know what I'm saying, those guys will also be available. I mean, there's so many guys out there. I mean, New England Patriots alone, you have guard Joe Thuney who will be available. He's currently 28 years old. And Donta Hightower, who, when healthy, is a really good inside linebacker. If we want to add him as a veteran presence to this already pretty talented inside linebacker group we have going with a lot of potential, it's just a lot of potential in the young guys who need more experience and need to progress in certain ways. Like Cole Holcomb needs to learn how to cover better. Shondion Hamilton needs to learn how to stay more durable. Kevin Pierre-Louis has a lot of potential. Josh Harvey-Clemens has a lot of potential. We could add Dante Hightower to replace Thomas Davis as the veteran presence, because this may be Thomas Davis's last year. And I really hope Reuben Foster works out. I hope he's able to come back healthy, ball out, and we can re-sign him, because he's technically a free agent as of 2021 also. I mean, there's so much talent that's going to be available in the 2021 free agency period. And the fact that the Redskins will have top 3 cap space in the NFL just gets me so excited. Like I already said earlier, our team is majority 26 years old or younger, and there's also going to be some very talented young guys available in free agency to keep that going if we wanted to. And we can set this team up to be a dynasty in the near future and beyond after this 2021 draft and 2021 free agency. I mean, the sky's the limit for this Redskins franchise. We have a lot of great pieces in place, great coaching, great culture. Surprisingly now, a great front office. And this $100 million worth of cap space we're going to have available in 2021 is only going to bring more talent and gonna set us up for even more greatness in the future. I'm so excited. But that's the end of this video. Just wanted to dive into that real quick just to get y'all just as excited as I am. I'm looking forward to this 2020 season because I'm very excited about a lot of things, but just to give a preview into the further future in 2021 is just even more excitement. I mean, after the draft, after 2021 free agency, we could actually for real be serious Super Bowl contenders. I mean, like I said, the sky is the limit this time next year. I'm expecting big things out of this team. So I'm going to keep these videos coming. I'm currently working on the Air Coryell offense video, so make sure you subscribe for that if you haven't. Endless content coming. Film sessions coming out for each Redskins player that was just drafted in this past draft, and even some of the undrafted free agents, especially like Thaddeus Moss and Isaiah Wright, who are my favorites of the undrafted free agency class. They would have been some of my favorite picks even if we drafted them. So I have individual film sessions, 20 to 30 minutes long for each of them, just breaking down the weaknesses and strengths coming out as we get further into the off season. I'm gonna try to have them all done by the regular season. We'll see. And I have so many other video ideas that I can't wait to get out to y'all. So definitely make sure you subscribe to that. Definitely make sure you like this video if you liked it, if you learned anything, if you appreciated it. And I appreciate the support. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.